we have a submachine gun too. Slightly more accurate, but still crap. No cover, but fire. There aren't that many rooms here. We'll go take the right path first. It should be a dead end. That's where the communications equipment is. We can't. Right. But why? Magical force field holds the door. Nearby talisman must be powering it. Well, that's a bad place for the Emperor to be. The Emperor getting injured is not a big deal. He can't do anything on the front lines anyway. Holy shit, they're not going down too easily anymore. Okay. We'll try to push our advantage. We can probably force the NC cell leader to retreat. -1 action. This guy's in a great position. I don't want to go too close. The thing is, they probably have grenades too. Yeah, the guy's in heavy cover, so even if he gets hit, he's not gonna take much damage out of it. They're just wasting their time attacking. 4 points of damage. Let's miss, or no damage. What am I going to do with you? Good arsenal. Ooh, more. Ah, shit. Yeah, you cannot possibly stand there anymore. Run, run, run. Ah, more incoming. Leave us alone! Yeah, that's a good battle cry. Action point damage. Okay, try to do something useful. Stash. Smoke grenade. That's not necessarily a good thing. The problem is that it was picked by a sidekick. You can lose those items. But it's a smoke grenade, so I don't care. Not even a little bit. So that's what we need to use. A heavy cover, it doesn't matter if you hit, you're not doing anything. At the same time, we have a lot of people to shoot with. And these guys aren't that strong to begin with. Summon Spirit. Destroy the talisman. Yeah, that's definitely our main goal. Magic drains from this place, releasing the grip on your office door. Anything else? There might be automated defenses there. That's why the jack in. Well, there's a positive in this. It's a dead end, so the blasted Mr. Bullion can't possibly escape at this point anymore. Unless the game really pulls something out of its ass. But they've been milking the same guy for some time already, so I'm thinking they're ready to let it go. What is this? Native Californian key. Ah, enemies just appeared. Well, fuck. Maybe I could have stopped the reinforcements from coming in, something like that. That seems like a reasonable thing. I also don't get why they're just standing there in the open. There's like no tactical sense in any of these fightings. I can get it if they weren't expecting trouble, but they're specifically here because they're looking for trouble, expecting someone to break through. Maybe I wonder if it's because the module designer has very little tactical sense, or is it because he wants them to be more of a group that doesn't have it. It's not like every organization in the world is going to be some kind of military organization. So it makes sense to give certain groups more, I guess, less cohesive or less teamwork, so they don't use their resources and their team members sufficiently as a proper army would, for example. But I'm guessing we're going to fight against elves too at some point, so we're definitely going to see. I'm just commenting on that because that kind of thing is less of a do you have proper military training versus do you have any kind of common sense. Lord Bullion escaped again. Yeah. Shocking. I really wonder how long they're gonna milk that son of a bitch. Not within range. Interrupt recorded broadcast. The mic is still hot. The native Californians had increased the transmitter to maximum power and are probably broadcasting to millions of listeners. What do you want to say? We are a beacon for meta-humanity. And we welcome all allies to join us. Yes, we'll be fighting the elves of Tyr Terngyre, but all elves will be accepted here in Reading, along with all dwarves, orcs, trolls, and humans. It's people like you who will make this movement succeed, and we need your help. Great speech, sir. That should persuade a lot more meta-humans to come out and join us. We'll need everybody we can get on the front line. What a mess, it'll take days to clean this all up. Celine shakes her head in amazement. Well, I'll get to it. See you later. Paul connects to a powerful military-grade antenna mounted on the roof. Yay! 3 upgrades. Only cost us a few bullets. Emperor North. May I beg a moment of your time, Sir Elorn? Yes? How fare your comrades in the Central Valley? We regret that we have not paid as much attention to this region as we ought. San Francisco has consumed far too much of our time of late. Well, that right there is the problem, Norton. Nobody gives any dreck about little towns like ours, except as spots on a map that can be claimed for the glory of their empires. Sacramento holds the political power, San Francisco the economic power, and Terngyre the military. Against them, places like Reading are nothing. So, how do we fare? Much better than we have any right to, I guess. Nobody gives us anything, and we'd love to take away, they'd love to take away the little we already have. We've learned to keep our heads down and hope that people like you will forget that we exist. People like us? We assure you, Elon, all cities in California are cherished subjects of our empire. Whatever you say. I must admit that I've never lie awake at night worrying about what will happen when Emperor Norton invades our city. Nor should you. For you are already fortunate citizens under our rule, and rest assured we shall do all in our power to keep you safe. That's a fine offer, but what exactly is your power? I mean no disrespect, but where are your armies? Where are your drones? Will you bring infrastructure, logistics, training? What exactly do you do? Do? Oh dear Elord, this is not what we do, it is who we are. We embody California in all her strengths and contradictions. As long as we remain hale, so shall our beloved nation. And as long as our nation remains strong, so shall we. Do you understand? I wish I did, Norton. I really wish I did. I would give anything to have the depths of your beliefs. Just making a quick check. Did we miss something? Probably no. Mission accomplished, I guess. City Hall is trashed. And it will take at least a day before Celine can make it habitable again. You want to find a hotel? Fine. Chaos of the native Californian raid passes, and before long your lieutenants are able to repair most of the damage. Word of your success spreads, and even more volunteers and supplies arrive at the base, ready to be put to work. With your own house finally in order, you feel increasingly confident that your ability to present a unified front against terror. Plus one action point. Your experience has increased your ability operating dangerous. 2000 yen, new yen. Finally, we have at least a decent amount of cash. So at this point, you could think about buying a single cyberware upgrade. If there's something that allows us to get extra action points, I'll seriously consider it. Other than that, not really interested. There are minor armor upgrades and things like that, but it's easier to just buy an armor at that point. It's probably cheaper too. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. I mean, practical sense in a campaign like this. If there were threats of losing your armor or being in a situation where something might happen, think your typical FPS. There's usually a point where you lose your gear or get captured or something happens. You'd have to have that sort of events being put into here. So they can disarm you, but they can't take away your cybernetics. They can remove your armor, but you're still going to have your implants that enhance you, your native magical abilities, things like that. So it just doesn't make sense. It's an investment that makes no sense to me. Do I want to more quickness? We need quickness to 7 anyway, but at the same time, if we take the rifle to 6, we probably increases the chance to do the critical hits. Minor healing powers, great range combat capabilities, decent amount of hit points, decent amount of dodge. I do have to say, now that I've played this type of a character, it doesn't make much sense to just throw all karma points at your weapons. There's maybe around skill level 7, 8, you pretty much have nothing to gain, really. I mean, if you can, even if you put the points there, the same amount of points would buy a huge amount of utility in almost any other area. Like, do you take the heal? It's 5 points of karma. It's not even enough to upgrade a single skill at this point. At the same time, it can heal a huge amount of damage, increase your durability and endurance in a massive way. Okay, I'll see if I can do this. I don't want to go through management crap every time I start a new session, so if we could get this over with, it'd be nice. Anything new? Optional. Recruit mercenaries. I know a group of mercenaries who might be interested in joining us. They don't come cheap. It'll cost 4,000 new yen to hire them for this engagement. Won't make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but sometimes every little bit helps. Yeah, I'm not... I'll have to think about that. It's all the money we have at the moment. Preparations. I'm pretty worried. We don't have nearly enough bodies to mount any effective field action against terror forces. Might be able to harass them a bit with snipers and saboteurs, but they shouldn't have any trouble surrounding and wiping out our forces. I strongly urge you to do all that you can to encourage additional recruits to travel here. Hiring mercs makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, it'll probably amount to having like a couple of extra guys in some kind of a fight, which is basically nothing. But that's not to say I won't do it. Sometimes that's because I do want to at least try to roleplay, not just think about things game mechanically all the time. Anything new? Same shit. Yeah. Nothing new. Nothing really relevant. No one really thinks well of our chances at the moment, but that doesn't particularly matter because our preparations are not done yet. Are you worried about the imminent invasion? I guess. I mean, it sounds scary and everything. It's a bit hard for me to focus on something that's so far out in the future, though. There's plenty of stuff that can kill me right now. I don't have too many worries to spare for something that might kill me next month. That's it. I don't like what I've heard about Tyr. They're not quite as bad as native Californians, but it seems like the same sort of thing. They're building an elf-only nation and kicking all of us non-elves out of it. So yeah, I'll gladly toss a fireball or two in their direction. Maybe new cyberware. Dermal plating makes a lot of sense. But it only makes sense if we never get the heaviest body armor. Wired reflexes makes sense too, but 5,000 is a lot. It's too much for it. Okay. What kind of trading do you have? My dad was the leader of the local insurgency after Turn Gyre invaded back in 36. He helped make sure that me and my sister would grow up in freedom, and he did it by shooting bullets into the back of elven heads. Ever since we were old enough to hold a pistol, he's trained us in marksmanship. We always known that terror was coming back one day, and all of us would need to be ready to fight them. I've drilled at the target range almost every day for most of my life. That said, I don't really have much experience shooting actual living people. At most, I'll occasionally need to take down a hellhound or cockatrice. That fight at the dam was the closest exposure to death I've experienced. I don't think I'm quite used to it yet. But I'll need to be if we're going to win against here. Tell me about trading. It's already started changing since you arrived here. It tends to be both sleepy and on the edge at the same time, if that makes sense. We've been fought over and abandoned, and try to not worry too much about it. These days, there's more of a sense of purpose. Everyone knows that a war is coming and we'll be the first casualties. So we don't have much choice. We have to train ourselves, arm ourselves, and prepare for what's coming. We would probably have just formed a militia, but now that you're sitting up here with your out-of-town friends, it seems like our best chance for survival is to work together. After that, who knows what will happen. I'm glad to see you survived that hostage situation. I don't think I ever even thank you for that, so thanks. Elorn shuffles awkwardly for a moment before meeting your eyes. Compared to the war you're facing, it would have been easy to ignore the fate of a couple of elves. It means a lot to us that you care for those living under your protection and not just killing your enemies. So, we don't really have anything to spend our money on. We could develop our spell casting a little bit further, but no. Wouldn't have to be much. I want to see how much. I would be somewhat interested in the blind ability. We would have a chance to take out an enemy from a fight for 2 turns. It's not a minor thing. Not interested in your life story, but I need to ask. You seem to be interested in my underlings. Spellcasting 3. Blindness. It basically costs 6 points. But the benefit is also it doesn't take it out just for a turn, it takes for 2 turns. The problem is it's I don't particularly want to make a mid. 2, it's offensive ability, so it will have a chance to hit, and since we haven't really invested here, it's gonna be shit. So I think I'll ignore that. That means, though, that we can hire the mercenaries, because we don't have any real use for the money now, at the moment anyway. So, hire them. 4,000 for the mercenaries. Excellent. You made a wise decision. I'll contact them immediately. They should arrive within the next week. I've heard you're Emperor of Ukas and Protector of Aztlan, but have you ever been to either of those places? We're far too busy to spend our time in idle transit. Thanks to today's communication advances, we are able to track events all throughout our far-flung empire while remaining close to our beloved city of San Francisco. Never fear though, while our feet have not trod the soil of those lands, our soul resides fully with her people. We take our duty seriously and we shall not shirk from it. Yeah, next mission. We have how to get the Norton's men to join us, which is probably something we should do, and try to convince the mega corporations to support us. I think we want the men first, because one way or another, the mega corporation support doesn't matter if we don't have the men. At the same time, if we can get the mega corp support, then we'll have means to properly equipping all those men. So we have, I guess, we have a chance after that.